Hey everybody, I gotta apologize because I realized it took me two videos to occur. I never actually introduced myself. So I'm Matt. I'm the Ventura campus pastor. So for all of you Anaheim people who are wondering every 7 days who this random guy is, there you go. Well, today our journey through John is taking us to the final chapter of Jesus' dinner with the 11 disciples who actually stuck close to him. And I'll be honest, whenever I read through this section of John, I'm almost always reading this with this mental image of dark clouds starting to assemble. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm always excited about looking forward to the next Sunday in the narrative where, Jesus comes back from the dead. That's the centerpiece of our belief system. We celebrate this. Everything we do points to and it stems from the empty grave. But on this night, this is the last night of Jesus' life before the cross, there's always these things I know are coming in the story. I know that one of the 12 is already in the process of betraying Jesus, and I know most of the other 11 are going to scatter in the next few hours. Jesus is going to have to walk through one of the worst moments of his life almost alone. I know that one of the 12 is going to deny ever knowing Jesus, while Jesus is actually still watching and listening on. I know the dynamic is about to immediately change. The disciples, they're no longer going to have Jesus in the flesh with them every single step of the way. And here's the big word, it's change. Change was coming, and not that kind of great change that we look forward to and dream of where life gets easier and more comfortable, but the hard kind of change, the kind of change that makes everything different. That kind of change provides zero certainty in life. And when I consider how much change is coming, Jesus' prayer at the end of this dinner starts to take on some new life. Jesus' prayer actually has three parts to it. The first 5 verses, that's Jesus praying to the Father about himself. The last 7 verses, couldn't find it. He's actually praying for you. No, literally, he's praying for you and he's praying for me. He's praying for those who are going to believe in the future. And he's praying actually for us to find unity. And not just any kind of unity, but the way that he and his dad are one, we as followers of Jesus should also be seen as one. No infighting or worldly hierarchies, but unity. But here's what really speaks to me in Jesus' prayer. It's the words he reserves in the middle section for his disciples. Jesus says to God in verse 14, I have given them your word, and the world hates them because they do not belong to the world, just as I do not belong to the world. Jesus knows full well what's about to happen. If you're a disciple and you just want a warm, comfortable, carefree, and peaceful existence, you're about to hate life. The world is going to hate you. Jesus knows, I'm about to be killed. The 11 who are left, they're going to be killed for believing in me as well. With the exception of one guy, but it's not going to end great for him either. He might not be martyred, but he's going to suffer. He's going to, church history teaches us that John, the guy who wrote this book, was actually boiled alive. But he didn't die. He was actually cast away to die on an island. But in the decades that followed Jesus' dinner with his disciples, I'm sure there were moments when they wanted to stop. Death would just be a sweet relief to the burden of going day in and day out with the world hating them. But in this prayer, Jesus' prayer was for his disciples. He says, I'm not asking you to take them out of this world, God, but to keep them safe from the evil one. They do not belong to this world any more than I do. Jesus is praying for his disciples and likewise sending them a message. Do not quit. The world hates you. They hated me too. This world is not comfortable for you. It wasn't comfortable for me either. Stay the course. Fulfill my mission. Do not quit. And I know there's someone who needs this today. Life is hard. Being a follower of Jesus isn't making it any easier for you. But remember, there's more to life than here and now. It might not feel comfortable, but do not